I found this personalized children's books on Etsy that made over $21,000 last month. And the crazy part is the seller never printed a single copy because everything is done through print on demand. And this is where you design a product once and a print on demand company handles all the shipping, all the printing, all the fulfillment for you. And it sounds easy, right? But a lot of beginners, they struggle to make money with this, not because of the business model, but because they're probably making three big mistakes that I see almost all beginners make. Now, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with print on demand over the past few years. So in this video, I'll be showing what those three big mistakes are, how to avoid them so you can actually start making money. But before we talk about these mistakes, let's start with this product and how it's actually making $21,000 a month. So you can see here is actually a personalized storybook for kids where you can add your child's name here and all the details right into the book. And according to this tool called Everbee, this single Etsy listing brings about $21,000 in monthly revenue. Now you got to remember that this is top line revenue. So before I start copying this product, I want to figure out what is actually left after the fees and all the production costs because I want to know how much we'll actually profit from this, right? Now, let's calculate revenue first. So let's do this quickly. I'm going to calculate revenue first. So we can see that this book itself is selling for $35.99 and you've got $7.99 for shipping here. So total revenue is $43.98. And as you can see, Printify has this exact book and the cost of the book is $6.94. So this is the price you'll pay if you have Printify Premium. And I'm going to show you guys how to get this plan for free a bit later. And $5.29 for shipping, right? So your total cost here, including shipping to the customer, is $12.23. So if we just do a rough calculation and you minus all the Etsy fees, you're going to be left with $28, which is actually 65% profit margin, which is huge. And this means that you have a lot more room here. You have money left over to run ads. You can do a little bit of marketing. It basically leaves you a lot of room for expansion and still have a bit of profit left. Right? And imagine you're making all this money without having to buy any inventory. You don't need a warehouse. You don't need to ship a single product because it's one of the few business models that's low risk, it's flexible, and it's very easy to start. And this is why it's such a great model for beginners because it's very simple. Once an order comes in, everything, printing, packaging, fulfillment happens automatically with Printify, which means that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars to test a new idea. If it works, you scale. And if it doesn't, you just pivot. Now, it sounds simple because it is, but I see a lot of beginners still make the same mistakes that prevents them from actually making money with this. So I'm going to share what those three big mistakes are and how to avoid them. So mistake number one is skipping competitor research. Now, I see that a lot of people do this. They see a product, it makes a lot of money, and they copy it right away without doing any proper research. They get excited and they can't wait for it to go live, right? But if you skip this part, this means that you're just guessing, right? And when you guess, you have less control of the outcome. And if you fail, and you fail multiple times, you're going to start to blame the business model. So market research is a crucial step with any business that you start, right? Because it allows you to reduce risk and increase your chances of success. So here's a couple of steps that I would take during this stage. So number one, you want to look at what's already proven to sell. Right? I'd recommend using something like Everbee here to check your competitors' revenue, see what's selling, because you don't want to sell something because it just looks nice or something that you personally like, but you want to sell something that the market wants. And you want to use data to drive all your decisions, right? Because all of these are available to you. Now, you don't only want to say the revenue here, and this is really important, but you also want to check how long this listing has been around for, right? Because the newer the listing, the better chance you're going to have because it means that a new listing can still compete and there might be less competition. Right? And next, you want to check how much your product costs as well and also the shipping cost to the customer. And what I like about Printify is all of these numbers are pretty clear here. You can see everything from the cost of the product and to the shipping. And you can see that they've got tons of products here and they've actually recently added a lot of new products, right? Things that you probably didn't know that is a print on demand product like this jewelry case here or this necklace here, which is already making millions of dollars in Etsy. We used to think that this is handmade, but it's actually not. And they even have a window curtain here. So a lot of new products here, and you can use Printify completely free, by the way. You can integrate directly to Etsy. But if you guys want to get even better pricing on these products, you can sign up to their premium plan. It is $25 a month, but you get 20% off all of their products. And since I'm a Printify partner, if you use my link, and there's a code below where you can get a full month of Printify Premium here completely free. Now, step number two, you want to read the reviews. And I think this is what a lot of people, or most people, won't do because it's tedious, right? It gives you a lot of information because the reviews here, they really tell you what people don't like about this product so you can improve it on your product. Maybe it's the packaging, or maybe they want to be able to personalize it and this particular one doesn't allow you to do that, right? So you'll find a lot of useful information here in the reviews. And I know what you're thinking. What if a product has thousands of reviews? How am I supposed to read every single one of these manually? Well, you can use ChatGPT to do this. So you can simply copy and paste the URL of this listing here and ask it to summarize all the reviews, all the good things, all the bad things, anything I can improve on with this product. Now, step number 3 is you want to do your profit analysis, right? Run the numbers, because most people just look at the revenue, they get excited, they forget that this is not profit, because you got Etsy fees, you got cost of goods sold, maybe you want to run ads. You have to put all of these things into your calculation and see if you're comfortable with how much this product could potentially make you in terms of profit. Now, I am a bit conservative with all my projections. So let's say if I see a product making 10K in profit, I would probably take 50% of that. So in my head, I can expect to make $5,000, right? Anything above that is just a bonus. So if I want to make 10K in profit, I'm going to find products that are already doing 20K, right? Now, in terms of profit margins, I think for print-on-demand product, a healthy margin would be between 30-40%. That's why I said this book has really huge margins, like 65%. So if you can stay within that range, you're going to have room to expand the business, right? And just a bonus tip here, and this is something that a lot of people don't think about. When you're selling print-on-demand products, you're probably going to use a credit card to pay for the cost of these products on Printify. And I've seen a lot of successful sellers. They're able to generate tons of credit card points where you can redeem them for many things like business class flights, hotels, etc. If you just spend 10K every month in products, which is actually not a lot, that's equivalent to a business class flight every 3 months, which is actually worth a couple of thousands of dollars. And I've managed to do this as well. I've accumulated over 1 million miles just by doing this exact thing. But of course, that's just an added bonus, and it shouldn't be the main reason why I should be in this business. So just to recap, before you start selling, you want to spend time, you want to read the reviews, and you got to do the math, right? It might feel slower at the beginning because it will take you more effort in the beginning, but it will save you a ton of time down the line. Now let's move on to mistake number 2, running ads. So I see this one all the time, and honestly, I made this mistake myself when I first started, and this is thinking that running ads will fix everything. So here's what probably happened to you. So you just uploaded your new product, you're pretty excited about it, and you're refreshing your page every single day. And then you think, maybe I just need to run ads to get more traffic. Now, I'm not against running ads, but if you have a bad product, running ads will not fix it. It will just make you lose money faster. So if you're getting a lot of impressions and people are not buying, you got to figure that out first. Is it the price? Is it my product? Is it lacking some features that people actually want? That's why you got to read the reviews. But on the other hand, let's say your product is doing well organically and you're looking to scale. That's when you want to use ads to amplify it. But the key to all this, whatever you do, start small, right? Start with $5, $10 a day. You want to monitor the results. Don't try to force sales overnight, right? But if you see a good ROAS, increase the budget. Now, mistake number 3 is relying on Etsy only. We know that with Etsy, you get tons of traffic and you can test your product very, very quickly. But the mistake that I see a lot of people make is staying on the platform forever. Because you have to understand that Etsy owns the platform, your customers, and all of your data. So if something happens, let's say you violate something unintentionally, or maybe your competitor reports you for something that you didn't even do, your business can disappear overnight. And I've seen tons of cases like this. So you got to be prepared to diversify. Again, Etsy is great as a starting point to start if you're a beginner, but don't finish there, right? A lot of successful sellers will most likely set up a Shopify store, which gives you a lot more flexibility, because on Shopify, you can set up your own branding and you're the only listing on the page, right? You don't have tons of competitors below the page to distract your buyer. And you can also have your own domain, so it matches the name of your brand here. And by the way, for domains, I recommend getting a .store domain here, who's been a long time sponsor of this channel. And this is a great option because number 1, it's a domain that is made specifically for websites selling products. Plus, websites on this domain typically get 87% more traffic and twice better rankings on Google. And you've got a lot of people like Mr. Beast, Cristiano Ronaldo, Emirates, they're all using this domain for their website. And you can get this for just 99 cents. And on top of that, they're doing a promotion here. If you get this domain, you'll get access to Elevate.store, which gives you exclusive discounts on apps like Canva, Shopify, AutoDS. So if you want to give this a try, click on the link below, enter the code Jason Lee, and you can get the domain for 99 cents. Now, another added benefit to having a Shopify store is the fact that you can connect to Printify as well. So if you're selling print on demand, you can keep selling the same products, and you can also sell on TikTok Shop, which also has a lot of traffic and integrates directly with Printify. So you can run your business on multiple platforms and use one provider to fulfill all your orders. So this way, you're not dependent on one platform. If something happens to one, you still have other sources. And that's how you protect your brand, your customers, and your data. So I hope you guys got value out of this video. If you'd like to check another video, click here, and I'll see you there.